If you believe a $200,000 tech job guarantees security in 2026, you are misunderstanding the market. The salary still exists. The conditions changed. 2 years ago, companies were expanding aggressively. Capital was cheap. Growth was prioritized over efficiency. Hiring pipelines were wide. Requirements were flexible. Mid-level engineers could stretch into senior roles. That environment is gone. Today, companies are optimizing. Budgets are reviewed. Headcount is justified. Performance is measured with sharper metrics. The tolerance for ambiguity is lower. The 200,000 number did not disappear. The margin for error did. What most people don't realize is that the competition at this level is invisible. You are not just competing against applicants. You are competing against internal promotions, against engineers who already understand the company's systems, against candidates with proven production experience. And hiring managers are risk-averse in 2026. If they are choosing between someone who could grow into the role and someone who has already solved similar problems before, they will choose certainty. At 200,000, companies are minimizing risk, not maximizing potential. That shift alone explains why the salary still exists, but feels harder to reach. When you see headlines about high-tech salaries, you are usually looking at one of three categories: deep technical specialization, infrastructure or security ownership, or direct revenue impact roles. You are not looking at generic developers. In 2026, companies are not paying 200,000 for skill accumulation. They are paying for business leverage. Leverage means that your decisions move money, reducing infrastructure costs, preventing security incidents, designing systems that scale without downtime, integrating AI in ways that generate measurable productivity gains. That is where the compensation concentrates. The supply side changed dramatically. Boot camps expanded access. Online education scaled globally. AI tools increased productivity and lowered entry barriers. More people can write code. More people can deploy applications. More people can automate workflows. But fewer people can design resilient systems. Fewer people can assess architectural trade-offs. Fewer people can take ownership of failure. That asymmetry defines the modern salary gap. Most candidates are still training for yesterday's incentives. They collect certifications. They replicate tutorial projects. They follow trending stacks. They optimize for interview puzzles. Meanwhile, hiring managers are optimizing for risk reduction. The question is no longer, can this person code? The question is, can this person carry responsibility? Responsibility has monetary value. AI did not eliminate high-paying tech roles. It compressed the middle. Routine work is accelerated. Boilerplate is automated. Basic implementation is faster than ever. That means average contribution is easier to replace. High salaries are now attached to judgment. Judgment about system design, judgment about scalability, judgment about data governance, judgment about security trade-offs, judgment about build versus buy decisions. Judgment cannot be automated easily. That is why it pays. Another structural shift is global competition. Remote work expanded the talent pool. Companies can hire across borders. Compensation bands are more flexible. Performance expectations are compared globally. You are no longer competing with your city. You are competing with the strongest candidate in the time zone. This increases pressure at the top. The 200,000 threshold now requires visible impact. If your resume says, developed microservices, you blend in. If it says, reduce cloud, spend by 27% across production systems, you stand out. If it says, led migration that improved deployment frequency by 3 times, you stand out. Money follows measurable leverage. There is also a seniority illusion happening in the market. Titles inflated during the hiring surge. Many engineers became senior quickly. In a tighter environment, titles are tested against outcomes. Can you mentor effectively? Can you design end-to-end architecture? Can you defend decisions in front of stakeholders? Can you recover systems under pressure? If not, the compensation adjusts. The ceiling remains high. The filter is sharper. To position yourself closer to that ceiling, 3 strategic shifts matter. First, depth over trend rotation. Constantly chasing the newest framework signals surface-level learning. Depth in a high-impact domain signals reliability, cloud cost optimization, security architecture, distributed systems, data engineering at scale. These areas create structural value. Second, outcome documentation. Track the business effect of your work, cost savings, revenue influence, latency reduction, reliability improvements. Hiring committees justify high compensation through impact narratives, not task lists. Third, decision exposure, volunteer for architecture reviews, lead postmortems, present trade-offs. High compensation correlates with visibility and decision cycles. The market in 2026 rewards ownership, ownership of systems, ownership of risk, ownership of outcomes. If your strategy is to maximize salary by following trends, you will compete with thousands. If your strategy is to increase leverage inside a system, you compete with fewer people. The opportunity is still real. $200,000 in tech did not vanish. It concentrated. The pathway is narrower but clearer. The market did not collapse. It matured. And maturity increases standards. High compensation now signals responsibility, not just technical ability. If you want the number, you must pursue the leverage behind it. Because in 2026, the salary headline is not the differentiator. The mistake most people make is chasing the number before earning the leverage. In 2026, compensation follows responsibility. If you focus on becoming hard to replace, the salary eventually follows. If you focus only on the salary, you become easy to compare. The market is not punishing ambition. It is rewarding ownership. And ownership is what 200,000 actually represents.